It is January 6th, and I'm going to give you a list of the top 50 Tier 3 jam bands. This is not the Grateful Dead, this is not Fish. This is like you're going to a festival, you want to take drugs and dance to some music, and this is what's playing. It's third tier jam bands. And I ranked all top 50 of them. I have more than 50. You Melt, you were an underrated jam band. You didn't even make the top 50. That's how many jam bands, third tier jam bands I've seen. I've seen every band I'm about to name. Um, but this is my favorite top 50 bands that I saw because Fish was broken up and Jerry died. Um, the worst was Spearhead. I saw Spearhead a couple times, sometimes on drugs. It was offensive to me. I feel traumatized by seeing Spearhead. I felt the same way about Wookie Foot. These are at the very bottom. These are the worst. The worst jam bands I've seen. Moon Taxi was boring. It seemed stupid. OAR, I I guess is for girls or something. I have no crazy game of poker. 47, I put Perpetual Groove. People would put this way higher. P Groove sucks. I saw him a couple times. I never got it. I was never impressed by it. I didn't think the songs were good. I didn't think the singing was good. The coolest thing I saw P Groove do was a cover of a Kanye West song at a late night at All Good. You Melt, The Works, The Bridge. You Melt did make the list, I guess. Yeah, this is the I put these in the same category, like good, just generic jam bands with like middle level talent that you can see live and are kind of interesting. But Acoustic Hookah 43, they're not very good. None of these bands are good yet. This is the bottom. Government Mule. I don't get Warren. Soulshine. Beautifully Broken. Thorazine Shuffle. I've seen multiple Government Mule shows. I do not care for the music. Um, for the next three, I put the Newgrass stuff that's not Yonder because I like Yonder, especially Jeff Austin, old Yonder. So Green Sky, Bluegrass, Railroad Earth, New Monsoon. That's like 33 through 36. And then Heavy Pets, and then Widespread Panic. Heavy Pets I saw once live, they were okay. Widespread Panic I've seen several times and they've never been very good, but they've always been like kind of serviceable as like a weird classic rock band. But they don't really I'm not really interested in what their songs are or how they improvise. Doesn't sound good to me. Galactic, The Motet, New Master Sounds I put in the same category. Just like generic funk. That's like jam funk. That's like less interesting than if you go see jazz or go see like real funk, but it's like jam band version of funk. Next I put Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. I haven't seen these guys, but I've seen footage of them and heard their stuff, and people are like hyping them apparently. But yeah, it's okay. Seems alright. I put Tea Leaf Green above that because I actually saw them a couple times and it ruled. Spafford, also good. They're capable of like improvising well. They don't really write good songs. Then I put Goose. I had to put the new hype in there up high. Above Goose is Twiddle. That's what I think of you, Twiddle. You're better than Goose and Spafford and Tea Leaf Green slightly. That's how good you are, Twiddle. Jamflowman. Then I put the Breakfast, the Psychedelic Breakfast, were a good jam band before they broke up. Now we're into music I actually like. Brothers Past, Lotus, New Deal, Pneuma Trio, Particle I put in a row for 25 through 20 because it's all that like Jamtronica, but not the Disco Biscuits. Which I prefer the Disco Biscuits, but it's all good stuff. Fun shows. I don't remember the songs very much. Duo was a good band. I actually listened to their studio stuff. I thought it was interesting to just have drums and keyboards. And they used to do cool stuff live. Above that, I put Wolfpack. They're basically a jam band. If they're not a jam band, I don't know what the fuck they are. They're pretty corny to not be a jam band. but they do solos. I like their songs. They're talented. 17, I put Keller because I respect Keller that he like did the whole looping thing and was doing it well. 16, String Cheese. I mean, and Freaker by the Speaker is a good song. That Double Decker Double Ride song, Keller had some actual good songs. I like Gatecrashers Suck. String Cheese, they have a few good songs. But like, how excited can I get about like fucking Dirk and like Around the Wheel or whatever the fuck, Born on Another Planet? It's just, I don't know, it's just mediocre. Texas, Restless Wind. Yeah, 16 is where you belong, String Cheese. Just below Leftover Salmon, who's a better version of you. So, Leftover Salmon is good. It's the same kind of jamgrass shit that String Cheese is, but I think they're better. 14, I put Claypool solo bands. Because they're all basically jam bands. The Frog Brigade, or they play all jam shows. Bucket of Bernie Brains. Just the non-Primus Claypool where he did like extended improv. And I put Ozark Tentacles because they were a jam band, but they were also just kind of like a good prog band, but they would like improvise. But they actually had songs and like musicianship. They're very good. 13, I put, 13 through 15, whatever the fuck it is. I put Assembly of Dust, Percy Hill, Strange Folk, because they're all different parts of the same band. I liked seeing Assembly of Dust a lot. I thought they were a great band. I liked Percy Hill, and I liked Strange Folk. And Assembly of Dust was like my favorite member of Percy Hill joining a different Strange Folk. But with a better guitar player, I think that Adam's better than John. But after that is Sound Tribe. I have to admit, when like Artifact was out, like if you listen to shows from when they were actually good, Sound Tribe was actually really good at one point and like making good albums. Above that, I put Umphrey's. I actually like Umphrey's. I can name an embarrassing amount of Umphrey's songs. I've been doing an embarrassing amount of Umphrey shows. Dude, Umphrey's rules. 40s theme. Junk. Fucking. Yeah, dude. Umphrey's is good shit. Above Umphrey's, I put Rack. I think Rack was really underrated. They're a very good jam band. Above Rack, I put The Slip. The Slip are good. They're very good. They shouldn't even have to be a jam band, but they just got too good at their instruments, dude. Just started jamming. Blues Traveler, I put at number 8. Because they have good albums. They have 2 good albums. Name other jam bands that have 2 good albums. There's maybe like 2, like the ones that aren't in these tiers, that have 2 good studio albums that you actually want to listen to and own. Above that, I put at number 6 is Banyan. Just because it was one of my favorite drummers, a drummer from Jane's Addiction, playing with all these crazy musicians. Who the fuck else was in that band? I think it was Mike Watt from the Minutemen. And they would just play these long, extended, crazy jams. They had like a trumpet player that I think Willie, whatever the fuck. They were really good. Above that, I put Mo at number 5. Mo is really good. I've seen a lot of Mo shows. I've come to terms with my love of Mo. They have a lot of good songs. I like Brent Black, Timmy Tucker, Yoda Little, 32 Things, the classics. Ghost or Off Mom. Above Mo, there's only 4 bands. There's Garage Mahal, number 4. This band was fucking awesome. And I think they had Alan Hertz on drums. So, they're pretty much the best band other than the first band on this list. But they were very good. They put on a really good live show. It was like jazz fusion mixed with like weird Indian rhythms, and the band was incredible. And it was all instrumental stuff. I don't remember the names of any of the songs, but they were one of the best live bands I've seen. Number 3, I put the Disco Biscuits. If you never saw good Disco Biscuits shows, I just disagree that they don't have them, but like I understand that they could sound bad. Like they can't sing technically, but a lot of the songs are very beautiful. Songs like Magellan or whatever the fuck. My favorite song is House Dog Party Favor or Save the Robots. um, or it depends on my mood. I like Shimmy and a Conga Line, a little shimmy. I like all sorts of Biscuits, dude. I have to do the best Biscuits shows. Number two, I put MSMW, which I feel like is cheating because they're just a jazz band, but they don't really play like a jazz band. They play like a jam band. And then the only thing that's better than that in terms of jam bands is KVHW. And I think they do fit the just being a jam band. But just that lineup of musicians with Kimok like at his peak, just playing like long extended crazy shit for the whole show, every show. That's my favorite jam band. I never saw KVHW. I saw everybody else that I named. So I lied to you. But also, like, Buckethead, you could say is a jam band. You could say As Some Mother's Temple is a jam band, or the Boredoms, or any psych band that improvises a lot, or DJs that improvise a lot. People would probably say the fucking Bass Nectar is a jam band. Like, even though he's not a band and doesn't jam, like, people just say things. But these are the best third tier. If you did drugs and saw festivals during the same decade that I did, these are the top 50.